we have a lot of disconnect. We have plenty of food, plenty of clothing, plenty of shelter at this point. Now we're just kind of rats eating each other and eating ourselves. We've lost touch with that friction that keeps you moving, keeps you on your toes, keeps you growing, keeps you learning, keeps you surviving.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what side of the world you're in. I'm HalfLifeSistah, and this is my hubby with Kane.
Hey everybody.
Welcome to my channel and to another episode of Sister in the Wood for Action. We're doing
We're keeping it moving.
Perfect Circle.
This was Jake's first request, but
Yes.
we decided to do Tool first because I wanted to reestablish the Tool sound.
Yes, of course.
Because I want you to contrast it to how Perfect Circle sounds. If you read Jake's comment real quick about Perfect Circle, I think he mentioned that they released an album last year.
Okay. So in my anticipation of Tool releasing an album soon, I came across this new album by A Perfect Circle that was released last year, which was their first release since 2004.
Since
Okay.
2004.
Since 2004, okay.
Yeah, so again, when he made this request, the new Tool album wasn't released yet.
Right.
But this did remind me that we do need to do a What's Popping for Tool. We've been doing Slipknot. We've done some baby metal. So after this, we're going to go back to Tool. So I wanted Perfect Circle to kind of sandwich in between these two.
Okay, that's so smart, babe.
And that way
I
you can hear old Tool and new Tool. And so he says that I'm sure you know, but Maynard is the front man for Tool as well as A Perfect Circle.
Right. I know
And
that.
the delays seem to be a theme with the guy. But again, I told you, he's got a wine vineyard. He's
a very
an out-the-box
eclectic
kind of human being.
guy. I love
yeah,
that.
he's
living his
one
best
of
life.
us, man. Seeing the Matrix for what it is, living
In
his
the
best
moment.
life for today, yes, and love and family.
Look at us living out.
That's all there is to it, man. Life is so
Indeed.
simple,
It really is.
but we
And
have
if
so
it's-
many dumb people
if
making
it
it
feels
complicated.
difficult, don't be afraid to X people out. No, seriously. Yeah, seriously.
Don't be afraid to
Don't be
X out
afraid to X
toxic
out
people
people,
in your
baby. If they're
life, always,
toxic, if they
for
have
sure.
to. People in your circle, in your space, your emotional, it affects your emotional and mental space. And
100%.
if it's not building you up and making you feel good inside, cut them off, baby. I don't care who they are.
100%.
Really
Absolutely.
don't. Like, really don't.
One of the songs he's requesting here, Thanks for the Fishes, apparently is from the new album, Eat the Elephant.
So long, and thanks for all the fish. Apparently a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm annoying. I am a lot to handle. I swear I'm a lot to deal with. This man right here, there's no other person in the world in this universe that can tolerate me. I'm a handful.
Is it okay if I continue?
Yes.
One thing I did find interesting here is the original founder, Billy Howerdel, was a former guitar technician for Nine Inch Nails and Smashing Pumpkins, Fishbone, and Tool.
Okay.
And if you know anything about guitar techs, they know they're good guitarists because it's
course,
their
they're
job to
techs.
make sure that the guitars work
Sounds
properly.
right.
And every so often,
perfectly.
when a band member can't play,
They have to play for
these
them?
guitar techs know their songs, and sometimes we'll fill in, and that's always makes for some fun stories.
Yeah, so cool.
Let me read this to you. The band's music has been described as a number of different genres, though despite the sound changes and lineup changing, the writing process has remained. Howerdel primarily writes the band's instrumental music, while Keenan contributes the lyrics and vocal melodies. Okay? Keenan, also very well known for his work with fronting the band Tool, always strove to keep the sound of the two bands different.
That's great.
All right, which
I
was
like
perfectly
that.
obvious.
And that's smart. Why are you going to have a side thing? And
Thank
make it
you.
sound the same?
This is Maynard talking.
Okay.
Maynard Keenan.
All right.
The process that we go through in recording with Tool is very organic, but at the same
I
time,
can tell.
it is very thought out, right?
Ooh, Yes, of course it is.
There's a very
Here.
left brain process of dissecting what we're doing and drawing from the source material. It's very research oriented and esoteric.
Esoteric. Esoteric. Yeah.
With a perfect circle, the process is far more mechanical and computer oriented, but at the same time, it is also far more emotional and intuitive. Tool is more left brain masculine result, and perfect circle is more right brain feminine result.
Really?
And the thing is, I
Wait,
kind
read
of
that
see what
part
he's
again?
saying. It's more right brain feminine result.
What is?
A
Perfect circle.
Yeah.
That
And
means I want to enjoy it?
I don't
a
know,
lot?
but one thing I wasn't crazy about is it did sound more mainstream to me. And that's one of the reasons why it kind of turned me off to Perfect Circle as opposed to what was Tool, which is
Really?
why I never really got into Perfect Circle. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's what he's talking about here, but to me,
Oh
the
my
reason
God,
I
this
didn't
is
get
so
into it was
freaking
'cause it
awesome
seemed a
that
little mainstream.
this is they're so, oh my God, so smart, so detailed. Like to say that's some real intentional stuff. I love.
Well, that's why I say he's one of us, because I mean, again, he's
People that do
he's
things with
thinking.
intention. Yes.
There's
yes,
intention to what
yes.
is being done, yes. And it makes for interesting
Ooh.
stuff. So the song references the deaths. Put my my screen back up real quick. It references the deaths of 2016 and 2017 of a number of celebrities, including David Bowie, Carrie Fisher, Muhammad Ali, Prince, and Alan Rickman. So, you know, we've been losing a lot of celebrities lately. A lot of the people we've grown up with are now
Yes.
aging and dying. And it seems like it's happening a lot, but obviously it's always been happening. It's just that people
We're
we grew up
feeling
with
it,
now
yes,
are
right.
starting to pass. So now we're
Right.
starting to feel it. And he says, I think it was a big curveball for a lot of people to have the concentration of celebrities, people that are iconic, exit. Yeah, people that now we're just suddenly self-aware of death because
Yeah.
we're losing all these people that we grew up on and love. And I'm sure it's happened in prior generations. Of course it has.
course.
All of a sudden, an exodus. But the immediacy of social media made it more impactful with more of the rapid fire to be able to see the list every day of people. You know what? That's a good point. Social media.
Yeah.
So now
of
we
course.
know where everyone's passing away. Who did we just lose? We just lost Grandpa.
Yeah, we lost Bang Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm
We all know
having a
him
brain
from Friday and everything.
fart. John Witherspoon.
Yeah, so we just keep losing these people, man. And this
Oh my
is the
God.
reality of life, right?
And that brother was working, he was almost 80, I think, and he was working up until he passed away. He was touring, actually.
Yes, he did. Bringing smiles to a lot of people's faces for most of his life.
Yes.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
When we lose him, it's just like, damn, so we're never we're never going to see him again. And it's like, it forces us to look at our own mortality. Okay.
Oh boy. And we sit here for hours, okay? We do. We don't just jump into a reaction and, okay, on to the next one. We
I just
sit
don't want to get
here.
emotional before the song starts. So
Yeah,
let's
we
just
sit here for
start
a
the
good
song.
minute, which is why we have to edit our videos. We have to. All right, thank you again, Jake. Thank you so much. I'm excited for this right brain reaction.
The amount of energy generated by a nuclear explosion is enormous. After a massive enemy attack, millions would face death.
This broadcast brought to you by Chunk White Tuna. Flying with the fishes has never been so yummy.
This makes me think of Fallout.
I can't hear you.
Time is money, and money's time. We wasted
feels so good.
Time is money, money's time. We wasted every second dime on politicians, fancy watering guns, and plastic surgery. Like a prince and Rene's mom, all the dolphins have moved on, signaling the final curtain, calling all its atomic pageantry. Bravissimo, hip hip, hooray! What a glorious display! Melt our joyous hearts away under the mushroom cloud confetti. A hip hip hooray! For this fireworks display. Mind and body are blown away. What a radiant crescendo! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Sing a take parade. Our hair and skin like Marilyn Monroe. In and out the window. Time is money, money's time. We wasted every second dime on diets, lawyers, shrinks, and naps and flags and plastic surgery. Now Willy Wonka, Major Tom, Ollie and Leia have moved on. Signal the final curtain, calling all its atomic pageantry.
The video, right? The video contrasted to the song. Intentional, of course. That's Maynard, by the way, in the middle. Right there. Notice the difference in vocals.
Yes, very different.
Night and day, right?
Yeah.
But the spirit of his mind is in those lyrics
Yeah.
and in that video.
Wow.
You see what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? This is it. How funny is it that everything in that video was everything we just talked about at the beginning before we
Yeah.
even saw it? Even
Yes.
right down to the rich people
Wow.
sitting there,
Yes.
burning their money while the world burns.
Yes.
Like everything was in there. That's so ironic because we had no idea what was going to be in it.
No
We thought it was going to be
idea.
about just celebrities passing away. No, this is about, that's what inspired him, but this is about humanity and what was really important. And the mushroom clouds just basically shitting all over it. It's just, ooh, you know, and the face is melting at the end. And the song itself, obviously not a metal song. This is in the spirit of REM. This is in the spirit of like those adult contemporary artists of an alternative rock of the 80s and 90s, you know.
It
Do you
felt
remember
like- it
REM? Do you
felt-
remember?
No, but I don't think so.
You would if you heard them. You just don't remember the name. But that's what the spirit of the song was like, and it sounds very similar to a song I've heard before.
It definitely sounds like something I've
can't-
heard before. I can't put my finger on it.
I can't. Yeah, I
It
hate
feels
how
familiar.
you know. It's like when you recognize a face, but you can't put a finger on who it reminds you of. You know, it's like that.
Right.
But I think that was the point. The style of the song was kind of in the spirit of those songs back then, and you know, the video kind of reminded me of Fallout. That's what I was saying at the beginning.
Oh, yes.
It reminded me of
I
Fallout because
think
it had
that's-
that creepy 50s and 40s
Yeah.
vintage time.
Yes.
And that was also very intentional. The white
I wonder why, though.
the
Why do you
white family
think
and
that is?
because that is stupid people's idea of the perfect
the
time to
perfect-
be alive.
Yes.
In the 1950s, the United States had an agonizingly slow rate of economic growth, only about 2.5% per year from 1953 on. And the inequality situation was actually one of the most horrendous of modern times.
The family, the two kids, the wife, the going to
Picket
work,
fence,
the
yeah.
wife at home, the
Right,
white
yeah,
picket
yeah.
fence, and
man,
great if you're that white person, but
Brilliant.
not great if you were a minority, not great
Right.
if you were. It wasn't great for a lot of people during that time, but it's what it is it encapsulates the idea of what it's like to live in a bubble. To only see your point of view
yes.
to only live in your
And
world
then
and not
when they saw
empathize
it, it
with
was
everybody
too
else.
late at the end.
Yes, the faces are melting, the life is done. Yes. Powerful
Ooh.
image.
Wow.
Excellent video.
Oh my God.
I think
Wow.
what a beautiful art form to be able to portray this message. And I do wonder if this kind of stuff ever lands on the people this needs to land
No,
on.
it never does. It never does.
Like I would love to be able to just have a discussion with people of a different mindset and
We
go
will
back and
soon make
forth
podcasts.
and genuinely just wanna talk to them without that anger that usually builds up with people when they have these kind of discussions, you know, and genuinely just have a genuine conversation and just show them, here's the evidence, tell me what you think of this. And if they reject it, which sometimes they do, obviously you're dealing with someone who doesn't want to know
That
the
cognitive
truth or is
dissonance
afraid
it has
of
steroids.
changing their ideas, because change is scary, right?
Right. For some it is, yes.
But for those who are open, who might just not know, maybe there's people who just don't know that they're being lied to. Maybe they just don't know.
That is true, and that's the thing that's scary, and that's why I said what I said, because they don't see the full picture. They don't see the whole.
I know, but
accurate
you have to
picture.
show them the lies.
They're
You have to
watching
show.
Onion
You have
News
to
and don't realize it.
You have to educate them, and ignorance is the biggest issue with all of this. This blowing ourselves up at the end. It all stems from fear and ignorance. And I just don't know how to get past that. This the one thing that I don't like since we've started this channel is I used to be able to not care about what was going on with everyone else because
I know. Oh my God.
this shirt is not ironic. This is my human costume. I don't feel like I'm a part of this world. I do feel like an observer. But ever since we've started this channel, I no longer feel like an observer. I
know,
feel
so
like
do
I
I.
have some sort of connection to this world, to our followers, to the people who watch us, and I feel like I owe them the truth, and I feel like I want to be able to, you know, it's so frustrating the moment something creeps in that maybe you can make some sort of change, like we spoke about. It's actually kind of frightening, because what if you actually can and you don't? What if you don't take advantage of it? Or what if you think you can but you really can't, and you're just gonna have this rude awakening at some point? So both are kind of in the back of my mind as possibilities, and I guess you can't really just worry about it. I guess you can just
do what you can.
do the
Do
best
your part.
you can.
Yes.
But again, I certainly want to have discussions like this, but it's got to be in a longer format. You know, if we do podcasts and stuff, I would love if you
that.
do have a correspondent ideology, I would love for you to join us when we
Yes.
do these podcasts.
Email me. if you think that
and
you'd be good.
and have a
guest
genuine debate, but you've got to be an open person, though. Don't be afraid of the truth. It gives you an opportunity to learn something new. You cannot force your ideology. Your ideology will develop once you let all the information in. If you're not correct, it means you're missing some part of the equation. So what I try to do for myself is fill in whatever I'm missing. So when I have a conflicting idea, particularly with people that I've come to trust, right? I make sure, wait a minute, am I missing something? So why do you think what you think? And then as I'm listening, I'll be like, okay, boom, there's the problem, either for me or for them.
Right.
Let's fill that gap. Now tell me what you think. Or for myself, I fill in the gap, and now how do I feel about it? It really is that genuine and real, because that matters more than anything. Is not to be right because I'm trying to be right as the winner, but to be right because I'm actually right.
The truth, yeah.
That's the truth is the most important thing. And I feel like it always emerges. But again, this is not the format for that. So again, but look what happened. You mentioned one thing, one sentence,
sorry.
and I had to go on a 10-minute discussion about this because again, this is not a easy conversation to have with someone, because you got to understand that someone who has a different ideology than yours, that didn't develop in a day. They either grew up that way or they've been thinking like this for years. This is an evolution, and the information they've been getting is leading them to that conclusion. So you have a lot of explaining and understanding to do to be able to get someone to change an ideology like that, because there's a lot of holes that need to be filled in, and that's not easy to do, especially in a certain time, time constraint. That's what makes what Joe Rogan does so amazing, because again, being able to just sit down and talk with people.
Joe Rogan, what's up, man?
He just had Edward Snowden on. That was, if you guys haven't seen that, I mean, Edward did most of the talking. Joe got like 5 words in, but that's because Joe didn't want to talk.
Yeah,
Joe wanted to listen.
Yes, he wants the knowledge.
And man, Snowden just laid it all down, and he just kind of makes you think of the world in a slightly different way, man.
Moving forward, not sideways?
Yes, by all means, let's move forward.
Well,
we got to do a What's Popping with Tool, brand new tool.
Do it.
So let's get to it.
Okay.
But powerful stuff. I used to love REM and those kind of old school bands back in the day, so I certainly like this song too. I love the way they added dimension to it with the violins and everything.
Agree.
It was really nice. And to me, the substance of the song makes the song sound better. Which is probably why I like those old 80s and 90s bands as well, because the message was also important. And particularly with REM, I'll remind you who they are.
Okay.
Their message was very important. Okay. And they had something to say.
That. Okay.
And that does make it better. It does.
Yes, it does.
So I enjoy this quite a bit. I was surprised.
Thanks for the context and everything.
Well done, and welcome back, guys.
Yeah, welcome back.
Now go make more wine.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. And if you did, please give us a thumbs.
You sound parched.
I am. Please give us a thumbs up. Comment below. Do not leave without subscribing, but also do share our content as well.
What else can they do? You can probably just keep it metal if you want.
In all things.
Always keep it metal.
Merch coming soon. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
I'm thirsty.
We've lost touch with that friction, that friction that keeps you moving, keeps you on your toes, keeps you growing, keeps you learning, keeps you surviving. We've kind of lost touch with that in a way. So we've lost touch with that kind of creative side, I think, the utilitarian side.
A face that quakes, the wind, the fire.
This is an attempt to kind of rekindle some of that, to understand how vulnerable we actually are, how much we are not in charge, and keep that art alive, keep those stories alive. I have much more to say in music and words with this endeavor.
Open your heart and hands, my son, or you'll never make it all the river. It'll take a lot more than words and guns, a whole lot more than riches and muscle. The hands of the many must join us. and together we'll cross the river. It'll take a lot more than words and guns, a whole lot more than riches and muscle.
All I want to do is feed my brain, nom 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 nom.
And I just want to feed my belly.